In 2002, WWE launched its brand split, dividing its roster between Raw and SmackDown, a pivotal moment in wrestling history. This era saw the controversial appointment of Eric Bischoff, the former WCW boss, as Raw's general manager, a move that shocked the wrestling world. Bischoff's arrival marked a new chapter, bringing an outsider's perspective to the flagship show. But what if history had taken a different turn? What if Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon's rebellious son, had been chosen to lead Raw instead? This hypothetical scenario could have drastically altered the landscape of WWE, creating an entirely different brand split dynamic. Shane McMahon, known as Shane O'Mac, was the Daredevil son, famous for his high-risk maneuvers and on-screen defiance of his father, Vince. His persona was defined by his willingness to take incredible risks, often involving death-defying leaps. Shane's history was steeped in on-screen conflicts with his father, Vince, making their relationship a constant source of drama. This contrasted sharply with Bischoff, who arrived as the ultimate outsider and former rival from WCW, bringing a different kind of tension. Bischoff's past as the head of WWE's biggest competitor meant he was viewed with suspicion and animosity by many. Under Shane's leadership, Raw's main storylines could have taken a dramatically different path, especially concerning the NWO. The NWO storyline, which struggled in WWE, might have been swiftly concluded by Shane, perhaps to make way for fresh talent. His rebellious nature might have led him to dismantle the remnants of a rival promotion's faction more quickly. The dynamic between Shane and Vince as rival GMs would have intensified the family drama, turning Raw into a battleground for their personal feud. This father-son rivalry could have provided a compelling, deeply personal narrative for the Raw brand. Shane, with his history of taking chances, might have championed younger, emerging talent, giving them significant pushes earlier. His own desire to prove himself, separate from his father's shadow, could have translated into opportunities for those eager to make their mark. This focus on new blood could have reshaped the main event scene and the overall roster hierarchy. Shane's influence would undoubtedly have impacted key superstars, starting with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin's frustration with creative direction led to his infamous walkout in 2002, a major turning point. Would Shane's more hands-on, rebellious approach and understanding of a wrestler's perspective have prevented Austin's departure? Perhaps a different creative dialogue under Shane could have kept the rattlesnake in the fold. Then there's Brock Lesnar, whose meteoric rise was both rapid and controversial, quickly becoming a dominant force. Would Lesnar's push have been different under Shane, or would his undeniable talent have led to the same trajectory? Shane's vision could have altered Lesnar's path, potentially leading to different rivalries or championship reigns. And what about Triple H's reign of terror, a period of prolonged dominance on Raw? Would Shane have allowed such prolonged dominance, or would he have diversified opportunities for other stars, challenging the established order? A Shane-led Raw might have seen a more balanced distribution of power, giving rise to new main event players and fresh rivalries. This could have prevented the perceived stagnation that some fans felt during that era. The Raw vs. SmackDown rivalry would have reached unprecedented levels with a McMahon on each side. Vince McMahon owning SmackDown and Shane running Raw would transform the brand split into a deeply personal family feud for supremacy. This dynamic could have fueled more intense cross-brand invasions, with both McMahons vying for bragging rights. Imagine the storylines, father against son, battling not just for ratings, but for family pride and control of the WWE empire. The personal stakes would have been incredibly high, making every Raw vs. SmackDown encounter feel monumental. This could have led to high-stakes matches, where the losing brand's GM faced severe consequences. The McMahon vs. McMahon dynamic would have been a constant, underlying narrative driving much of the weekly programming. The long-term legacy of a Shane-led Raw era would undoubtedly differ significantly from the Bischoff era we witnessed. Would WWE's creative direction have been more daring, reflecting Shane's own risk-taking personality and willingness to push boundaries? The landscape of WWE from 2002 to 2005 could have been reshaped, with different champions, rivalries, and a distinct brand identity for Raw. Raw might have become the edgier, more unpredictable show, while SmackDown maintained a more traditional wrestling focus. This alternate history presents a fascinating what if for wrestling fans, pondering the ripple effects of a single personnel change. The long-term effects could have influenced everything from talent development to pay-per-view main events. Ultimately, a Shane-led Raw would have been a bold experiment, potentially leading to a very different WWE. It's a scenario that sparks endless debate among those who love the world of professional wrestling. How do you think WWE history would have changed if Shane McMahon had been Raw's general manager in 2002? Would it have been better, worse, or simply a different kind of memorable? Consider the impact on your favorite superstars and the storylines you remember. The possibilities are truly endless when we delve into these alternate realities. Share your thoughts and theories on this intriguing alternate reality in the comments below. We look forward to reading your creative insights into this fascinating what-if scenario.